Yeah, so there we go live. Hi everyone, I welcome you all to Meshery's weekly development meeting. Today is November 13th and also KubeCon NA is right now in progress. So we'll also be dropping link for the events that you all can attend if you are there in person, or if you also have got virtual passes, you can attend the various sessions that we have lined up for Meshery. So Meshery maintainers are there to facilitate those events. I'll also go ahead and quickly drop this meeting minutes in chat, so you all can go and write your name in the attendees list. Also, if you have any agenda items that you want to talk about today, it could be an open issues that you need help on, or if you need more clarification on that, or if there's any PR that's fixing some bugs, or there's any enhancements that you want to point out in Meshery, or if you are simply a user and have some questions, you can drop all these kind of items in this meeting minutes. So make sure you write your name and then the short description of the item. So we'll be sure to take them all. So we'll wait for 2 minutes before we actually get started with discussing the agenda items. So now it would be good for time for you all to come and mark your attendance. All right, I think we are good to start. So introducing Meshery. Meshery is the ninth fastest growing CNCF project. And there's also one newer extension of Meshery being released right now, that's Canvas. So if you want to explore that more, I'll be requesting Shlok to drop that link. So yeah, and like we have extensive docs on how you can contribute to and how you can use Meshery's various components. We also have extensive docs on that. So I'll be dropping those links as well in chat. With that said, let's get started with following our tradition, and that is if you're joining this call for the very first time, you're a newcomer to the call, then you can go ahead and give your intro. So I'll be taking a look at the participants list if we have any newcomer on the call today, and looks like we don't. So that's it. We'll be going ahead with the agenda items. So this is the events link that I was talking about in the beginning of the meeting, and that is the KubeCon NA, where we will have some sessions for contributors and some launch too. So if you're interested, you can check that events page out. Next up, we'll have some items on UI from Divyansh. So I'll be taking a look if we have Divyansh on call, and looks like we do. So Divyansh, do you mind sharing your screen and walking us through all the changes that you have done?
Hi Vivek, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, just a second, I'll share my screen. So my screen should be up. So first of all, there are two pull requests I need to discuss. First was uh, I'll just quickly show it. So first was a UI bug basically in the docs. So as we can see here, this particular in the page, in this particular area was not rendering in the UI part. So I fixed that particular issue. It was a minor doc change. So yeah. This is how currently it looks like after making the changes. Uh, so I've made the pull request that fixes this particular issue. So that covers for the first one. And for the second pull request,
Hey, so let's wait for a couple of seconds just in case anyone has some feedback for your first update. So it is basically about making changes to the docs, right? So that it displays nicely all
yes,
the
yes,
commands. So,
yes.
yeah, looks good to me. It's a great update. I'll be asking from anyone on the call if you have any thoughts or suggestions or feedback. Now would be the time for you to sound off. So do you mind dropping the PR's link in chat as well, Divyansh?
Yeah, sure. Just a sec.
Yeah, so we'll all wait for 5 seconds if anyone has any feedback. Yeah, let's go to the next item from you.
Okay, sure. Um, yeah. So this particular issue was so in this particular issue, basically we had to add the add cluster button so that it remains for all the time. So as we know, in this particular pop-up, when we have multiple clusters connected, we don't have an add cluster button there. So this particular issue was regarding that we had to add that add cluster button so that it exists all the time when whether we don't have a cluster connected or when we have multiple clusters connected. So this is the issue, and I have raised a pull request regarding that. So I've uploaded a video regarding the change, so I'll just quickly play it. So this is how I've added the button. Hmm.
Yeah, so the addition is
Yeah,
about that button, right? That green button there that says add cluster, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
we basically had to add, if there are multiple clusters connected, we don't have an add cluster button there to add clusters. So I've added that in that particular pop-up that we get.
Yeah. So this is great.
Yeah, so
I yeah, please go ahead,
any
continue.
queries? Yeah, any queries about that? So that was it about that particular pull request. So any queries or questions about this?
Yeah,
Yeah, so Amit,
so uh,
please go ahead.
I had a question. Sorry. Sure. So did you verify that after adding the config file, you were able to configure the cluster, or the cluster was configured or added?
I haven't added that in particular video, so I'll have to add that. I currently don't have the development server running, so I cannot show you right now. But I'll update the video and I'll show it. Uh, it was
Yeah.
working when I was checking it. Yeah,
Okay. So
I'll
yeah.
update the pull request.
Okay. Thank you. That's
Yeah,
it.
so that was it about
Thank you.
my agenda.
Anyone else has any feedback on the UI of the button or any suggestions? Amit, I have also requested your review on the pull request if you could take a look once.
Yeah, yeah, I will look into it.
So thank you, Divyansh. Looks like no one has no feedback, but yeah, these are two great updates coming from you. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about or just these two?
Um, no, actually, I have all these two, but I have two more pull requests that I'm currently working on, which are regarding the migrations of my UI version 4 to Assistant. So they'll be probably up by tomorrow. So I'll get them reviewed in the next dev meeting as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's it.
perfect. So
Thanks.
thanks for your update.
Oh,
Yeah, so hopefully my screen is visible to you all. And the next set of update is from Yash, but I don't think we have maintainer Yash with us on the call. Yeah, we do have Yash Sharma, but I'm not sure if it's the Yash Sharma that we are talking about. So Yash, do you mind unmuting yourself and letting us know whether or not it's you who has this item to share?
Actually, like other Yash.
Yeah, so
Will-
we have Mishmid Yash Sharma on the call.
Yes.
Vivek, if you open the
Thank-
PR, I have the idea, so we can discuss it. It's just a small PR.
yeah, sure.
So the issue was regarding whenever the Meshery Docker image is built, the catalog items were not properly seeded. And so in the docs, so Yash made sure that that particular flow is maintained, and he removed the application seeding and added the docs catalog inside the build. So while running it locally, me and Yash saw the same problem of disk space running out. So whenever you make a new release, probably Amit will be making a release of Meshery. So please make sure that the Docker image is built properly, and if there's an error, then we'll need to revert this PR, and then we'll have to make a release again. So this is a PR that is in question, but yeah.
Thank you, Shlok. And I've also dropped this PR's link in chat. So for anyone interested, they can take a look at it. So we'll wait for 5 seconds if anyone has any feedback or thoughts. It's already merged, so yeah, thank you, Shlok, once again. Then we have this update on test for Meshery CTL from Yatin. I will take a look if we have Yatin on call. Yep, we do.
Oh,
Yatin, do you
yes,
mind
I am.
sharing your update?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'll share my screen. Yeah, so this was the issue I'm working on, and it creates unit and integration tests for this Meshery exp relationships command. So actually, this for this command there are no unit tests present, and like I have to generate tests for list, relationship, search, and view commands. These four commands, and currently I am working on the list one. So actually, this is currently the PR which I have raised is a draft PR, and actually I have a doubt that I am not really sure about this. Uh, let's say like uh, for a user there can be multiple lists, and different users can have different lists according to their preferences. So I wanted to ask that how can I uh, test this expected response in this, like if I'm running this command Meshery CTL relationship list, then what will be the expected response if I am not really sure of like what the user is going to do.
Okay, there's a forum link on this particular topic, that how to write Meshery CTL compatible tests. And we removed all of the tests before because the old one was just taking the expected output and then matching it with the output that it got inside the terminal. And that's not the right way of testing, because like you said, that the list pattern or the sequence of the list would be changed. So for if I query it today, the 10 list, 10 relationship might be different. But uh, let's say someone added new relationship, so the those relationship will be shifted down, and in that particular scenario, this particular test will fail. And so having flaky and faulty test, it's better than having no test. So that's why we removed all of the tests that there were inside Meshery CTL, all the ones that those are flaky. So if you read the guide that is inside the Meshery docs on how to write the test, as well as there's a discussion forum link I'll provide you in the chat, as well as I'll upload in the Meshery CTL Slack channel. So you can take a look, and then you can move forward on how to write those tests. But basically what we are looking for are the command actually working, or is the command actually supports the case insensitive. So let's say in this particular scenario, I as a user typed in list as a capital list. So some of the commands that we have inside the Meshery ETL, they're not following this particular norm, that if you type list in capital letters, it won't detect that particular command, and it will fail that, okay, this command, but this particular command does not exist. So we are looking for tests like these, that okay, if you do it in any particular pattern or fashion, then there are cases where you check the result output and everything. So I'll drop the link to you on how to write those Meshy CTL compatible tests, and then you can move forward with that.
Okay, so like I have one more doubt. As you said that there are some commands which like as you said there's a small list and a capital list, and some commands do not like support the capital letters. And so do I have to test this, like if this command running with small and capital letters, and
Yeah,
so
so basically, whenever you're writing a test, you should always keep in mind that what type of test are you writing. So if you see kubectl is a plugin that we have of that Kubernetes has, and you can check on how they write their tests. So there are a number of different CLIs that exist on GitHub that are open source. You can look at their tests. While you're writing your own test, you can just reference, okay, I was looking at this particular CLI and they use the test as such. They are writing their test as such. So I was following this particular methodology. I shared the link inside the chat, Vivek, if you could open it, or whoever is sharing.
Yeah, just one second.
Yeah.
So is this the link?
Yeah, this is the discussion forum link. So these are the 8 ways that we were looking for. These are just the 8 ways that I came up with that I thought would be great ways to test whether a CLI is working or not. Because you can't basically check on the responses, because those responses, you can check whether the response status code is 200 or not, but you can't check on the actual output. And that really doesn't make sense that you're checking on the actual output. So that's why if you are writing a command in such a way that you are checking a response, it's better that you just check for the status code rather than checking for the actual output. If you're going by that methodology, that makes sense. And these are all the steps that you should follow. And there are steps, extra steps inside Meshery docs. So you can look at them too, and then you can write a nice test. And if the first test that you write is pretty good, then all the Meshery CTL commands will follow that particular testing methodology, and we can use your template. So while writing the test, keep in mind that if I'm talking about relationship list or relationship search, I should not write all the test for each of the commands like list and search. It should be that for relationship, I just wrote a test for relationships and it works on list, search, view, import, everything. So while writing, just keep in mind this particular methodology that we are trying to follow.
Okay, so like I should first of all I should group all those list, search, and view commands into one function. Like only one function should support all this tests, and like these 8 points which you have mentioned right now, I should focus on these, and then like the method which I was using was that there are some tests, and like it will compare both the output and the test. So that methodology should not be followed, which I was doing earlier in this PR.
Yeah.
So instead of that, I can, as you told, I can use the like status code, right?
Yeah, you should always use status code while checking, because that I already explained it why. So
Yeah, sure, got it.
hope that helps.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, you were saying something.
No, I said hope that helps.
Oh, yeah, yeah, got it. Thank you. So this is the update from my side.
Thank you, Yavin and Shlok. And also, like anyone who is interested into helping into this area, so this is really something that even if you have basic familiarity with Golang and want to know more about Meshery, you can chime in. So like there's open discussion from Slok about suggesting ways in which you can be impactful into this area and be productive writing unit tests. So link for this post that is on our community forum is in chat. Do take a look if you are particularly interested into this field. Next up, we have this update from Tanisk, but Tanisk just sent word that he will not be sharing this call as he doesn't have access to laptop. So we'll be skipping this item, but I'll be sure to drop this link in chat just in case anyone wants to take a look. And then I don't think we also have Karan on call. I'll be taking a look again. Yep, that's the case. We don't have Karan on the call. So let me once again share this PR with you all in chat. And then there is update from Lawrence. So I'll be taking a look if we have Lawrence on call. It looks like we are missing them too. So I'll once again go ahead and drop this PR's link in chat. Also feel free to check out any of these PRs and give your feedback if you're familiar with the areas the tech stack is and the changes are being into. So next up looks like we have Avani on the call and they have some tutorial updates. So I'll be taking a look. Yeah. So Avani, do you mind going next?
Yeah, here. So let me share my screen. So this is just a small update for the EC2 AWS EC2 tutorial. So the tutorial to deploy EC2 instances with Meshery. So this is the design for the controller. Then I linked the other designs for the VPC workflow and the EC2 instances. Don't know why it's not opening. But yeah, so I just updated the designs and then updated the design with the documentation too. So if anyone wants to try this out to deploy EC2 instances with Meshery, this is just a template to help guide with that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show today.
Thank you. And by
Thank
the way, thanks for updating the text font color to black. So now that's really
Yeah.
helpful while taking a look at it. So thank you for
Yeah.
your update, Avani. And yep, so I think this is a nice place and nice point of time to call out some of the tutorials that Avani has created. So yep, if you want to get started by help of those tutorials, definitely reach out to Avani and she will be. And in fact, I'll request Avani to drop some of those links in chat so that folks who are interested can go and take a look. So Avani, do you mind dropping some links to those tutorials?
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Then this is a quick fix. So in Meshery extensions packages, we have this workflow that fetches all the features, and it has two modes. So it runs every night, every midnight CT time, and also it has a workflow dispatch. So it was running into an issue where after it has all the changes, it was when it was going to commit that, there was an error coming in the workflow that it's behind the remote one. So this step that first pulls the changes and then tries to commit, just this step that I added. So it makes sure that they are both in sync and then only we are pushing the changes. There's still one issue with this workflow, and that is about some protected branch. So whenever you are trying to directly make changes into this repository, since the branch is protected, it's having some trouble while allowing that. So I'll be fixing that as well. But yeah, that would be something I'll be taking right after the meeting ends. But for now, this is the update that I had. I'll be dropping this in chat. And then we have Pranjal's update on about adding documentation. So Pranjal, can you please go next and share your update?
Yes, just a second. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. This is just a small PR. So basically, when we create an environment through Meshery CTL, we have to ensure that the organization ID that we are passing, it's a valid UUID. Otherwise, what happens is the system by default gives it a 0 UUID. So it's basically 000-00. And so yeah, that's what I've added into the documentation. It looks like yeah, so it looks like this. That's it.
Yeah, I think I got disconnected. Pranjal, just to make sure that you added the include thing and not manually added this particular code because it will be overwritten whenever you
Yes,
merge the
I've
PR. Okay, okay.
used the include button.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you, Pranjal.
Okay.
So hopefully my screen is once again visible to you all. And then we have update from Nishant. So Nishant, do you mind sharing your update?
A very good evening, everyone. So I have raised a PR regarding a mesh map tutorial in the mesh repository. So I haven't created a design till now, but I have created what I will be creating. So let me share that with you all once again. Once Uh, so I will be like, I will be creating this design. Like this is the mesh map concept that I will be putting it in the canvas. And the issue that I'm working upon is this one, create a concept map tutorial. So this is what I have been assigned, and I will be what I will be making is this sort of thing in this, and after the meet ends I will be uploading the design. Till now I have worked this much, like I have created all the boxes sort of thing, and I will be adding arrows. I just wanted to ask that is this okay, or I need to do some changes in this specific thing?
Avani, do you mind answering to that question?
Sorry, could you repeat your question?
Okay, so I will be making a design for this concept map tutorial template, and for that I have created this design. Like I will be putting up this sort of thing in the design. I will be uploading it. So I just want to ask whether I need to update anything in this specific template that I have made, or is it okay?
Okay, I think if you could make the design specific to probably um probably certain infrastructure design, or maybe a tech stack that you're familiar with. Do you
Okay.
do you understand what I mean? This is quite generic. So if you could just do something more specific, I think that would be better.
Oh, okay. Understood. I will
Yeah.
be most probably I will be implementing whatever you have said, done, whatever you have said. I will be making this template according to some tech stack.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So anyone else who wants to give me any sort of improvements that I can do in this specific design, I am ready to hear that.
Yeah, so just one that Nishant, you can take inspiration from the existing tutorial that Avani and others have created. So that would be
Okay, sir.
helpful.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, let's seek feedback from anyone else who may have it. So we'll wait for 5 to 10 seconds before moving on to the next item. So thank you for your updates, Nishant, and hopefully you will be having it up, before the end of the week, right?
Yes, sir. I will be having it.
Thanks, Nishant. Then we have this update from Anand on adding card component to assistant. So, Anand, do you mind sharing your update?
Yeah,
So,
I
Anand,
will. Thanks, Vivek. Yeah. But before I get started, a few of my neighbors are bursting crackers. So if your headphones is on max, please reduce it so that you don't hear a loud bang. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, mm, I'll start. Yeah. All right. So this is the issue that I was working on. So basically adding a card component to the Systent library of components. So currently I have it on my local host because I have a few more changes left to do, which I'll talk about. So yeah, there is the card component card to enter into the description for this. So I looked around for some inspiration for components, card components, and also I checked out all of the places that we have used cards. So there are just two main parts, one being text heavy and the other having some text with an image. So right now the image is broken. That's what I'll fix and open a PR for this. So this is the general overview, and I've also added in some guidance as to where exactly a certain kind of card would be, the most useful and where you would want to use it. And also added in some code for the user to probably replicate this. Yeah. One last thing that I wanted to do was add the image. I'll fix that and then I'll open a PR for this.
Yes, so thank you, Anne. So do you have all these changes updated into the pull request that you have linked in the docs?
Actually, I just linked the issue for now. I haven't opened the PR yet, so I will do that and put up my PR.
Now that would be helpful so that Sudhanshu, Amit, and others can take a look. So please toss up a PR if you can.
Yes. I'll drop a comment tagging them in the PR as soon as I.
So yeah, thank you, Anand.
Sure.
So by the way, okay,
Yeah.
so I'll start sharing my screen.
Mhm.
Assistant is layer 5 and system. I'll be clicking here shortly. And the area where if you have familiarity with TypeScript and UI UX skills, you can, help us. So there are currently a number of open issues that are there up for grabs. So I'll be dropping this link in chat. And yeah, if you find anything that you can work on, drop a comment and we'll be glad to assign you that particular issue. So thank you for your update, Anand. Next up, we will have this Twitter icon fixed from Vav. So Vav, do you mind sharing about this update?
Yeah. So just a second, let me share my screen. Okay, so I was working on this logo issue. If you see, the Twitter logo is very inconsistent in comparison to the other logos, and I had fixed it in this PR. I had tested it locally. Everything seems fine. I will drop the snapshots in the Slack later, and I had raised its PR. I will ask Sudhanshu sir for review in Slack also.
One thing that I cannot help from, noticing is that the lean changes that you have there. So it would be nice if you could stick to the conventions of the project. That always helps while reviewing the code and also maintaining consistency. Vaibhav. So your prettier configurations might be overriding what we have in the project. If you could once take a look at that.
Okay, I'll see to it.
However, I will also suggest that you should try to use RAM or any type of like, properties instead of pixel, just to be consistent with the other.
Okay.
Thank you, Vaibhav, for your updates. So I'll be again sharing my screen. And then we have updates from Shlok. So Shlok, next.
Yeah. So I think I'm sharing the right screen. So the first update was regarding the circular redirect. So sometimes when you go to canvas.new, you'll always redirect in a loop from slash route to error, and then it will be just error. So I fixed that particular issue where the redirect URL. So in the case where you had a token, and so you're going to make a request, and the provider in some scenario, the cloud or the extension was released. In that particular scenario, the provider would be missing. The provider would be missing the uh, the extension details, and then the circular loop will occur. So I made sure that whenever the provider is missing this particular extension, so in that scenario, just download the extension, treat it as the same way as it was an anonymous user. So it was the update regarding this. The first update, the redirect one. Any questions? Okay. So I guess I'll move forward. The other issue was whenever you drop in a relationship onto a canvas and you change the name of the relationship. So you'll see a new relationship popping out onto the canvas. So I fixed that particular issue as well because his namespace was marked as true, for the namespace component. So I manually changed it, and I still need to update the meshkit function that generates this particular components, and then this won't be happening in the future. So these were the two updates I had.
Thank you, Shlok. So anyone has any feedback for Shlok? Yeah, so thank you for your update, Shlok. I'll be going next and taking a look. So Amit, looks like you have one item to share. Do you mind going next?
So I had update regarding the, in the catalog model. Previously we support only the grid view with this card that we had. So I added this table view that we have in the cloud to the system PR, and from the system we are using in the catalog model and in the cloud. So now we have support both view. One was the grid view and one was table view that we had with this actions here. So this was my update.
Thank you, Amit. Looks like it's already merged. So does anyone have any feedback? All right, thank you for your updates, Amit. And yep, there we have update from Yash. So once again, I'll be asking which Yash is it? If you could unmute yourself and can sound
Okay,
out.
so I will clear your doubt, Vivek. Thank you. I will share my update. Let me share my screen. First of all, apologies for being late. I was dropping off my brother, so I will share my screen. Okay, so my first update is on fixing the issue of not able to get the catalog data in the release. So if I explain the issue a little bit better, so in Meshery has multiple providers, and local provider is one of them. So consider as it is a guest user. You can enter as a guest user in the Meshery. So what actually Meshery does is that Meshery has some preloaded content for designs, for filters. So whenever you go as a local provider in the Meshery, it will seed the content like for design, which is presented locally that you fork the repo. So it will go to the directory, which is like docs.catalog, and it will seed the content. Now, it was working fine locally, but the issue was coming in the release and Azure releases because Dockerfile was not updated. And in Dockerfile, like there is no directory present like docs.catalog. And because of that, server was not able to get the content and causing issues of not able to get the content in the release. So this issue is fixed by updating Dockerfile. And one small update is also in the Dockerfile, which is we I we have removed the concept of application from our from the Meshery, and Dockerfile was still building the applications in the Docker image. So I also removed that part also. So this PR is merged, and I think we recently also made a release. So I'm also keeping eye on that this issue is fixed now. And thank you, Shlok, for helping me with the testing. So this was one update. If there is any question or any comment on this, good luck to get it. Okay. So considering there is no comment, I will move forward. And there is other update which I am working on. Most probably, I will try to deliver this week by the end of this week, which is update the relationship tree. So if I want to show you the issue, most likely I will open the playground. So Meshery have concept of registry if you are not aware of that. Okay, so I'm not able to select Meshery provider in the playground. Okay. We will overlook on that, but Meshery has a concept of registry in Meshery. So what actually registry is? Registry maintains the data of like models, components, relationship, So these get registered, and you can like go to the settings button in the Meshery and click on registry tab, and you will be able to see all that things. So in the relationship tab, there is issue that there is no better grouping in the tree of relationship. And in that tree, which is causing confusion, like which relationship belong to what and how that relationship works. If you want to learn more about what actually relationship is, you can go to the docs.meshery.io and you can learn like what actually relationship is and how actually it works and how you can contribute to that too. However, for this issue, I propose this idea that we can have in relationship, we have three main type things, which is kind, type, and subtype. So relationship can be hierarchical, and in that type can be parent and subtype can be inventory. So this is how most likely tree will look like for you to give a better grouping experience, and you will be able to understand, okay, the relationship belongs to inventory and in this particular category in the hierarchical kind or in the parent type. So this is an UI update which I'm working on. So this is a work in progress. I will probably assign myself. Okay. So if there is any suggestion, would love to hear that. You can check out the issue I already mentioned in the docs. If you have any kind of suggestion, improvement that you think that we can have better way, would love to hear, and I will definitely collaborate with you if you have any suggestions. So these were the two updates. If there is any comment or suggestion right now, I will wait for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something, one point, and that was when you mentioned contributing to relationships. So that's really a fantastic way to contribute. And I have dropped the, contributing guide to that in chat. So you all are encouraged to take a look at that, get familiar with it, and see if, this is the area that you would like to contribute to. This is all yours. You can chime in and, particularly lead this area. So thank you for calling that out, Yash.
Thank you, Rick. Considering there is no other comment on that, I will move forward. I do have one more item to discuss if there is no any other like important item.
Yeah, please go ahead, Yash.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Okay, so I do have one more item. Meshery will be submitting talks for Keep on I not CU, sorry, apologies, EU. So KubeCon EU deadline is coming on 24th of November. And just make sure that if you are submitting the talk and submitting talk about Meshery, if you need any kind of help, there's a bunch of people who been speaking in the KubeCon and would love to help you review your draft and would love to collaborate with you if they have a space to collaborate with you. So if you're submitting related to Meshery, if you need any kind of resources, PPT and previous proposals, definitely check out the Slack channel for updates, and you can connect with community managers out there in the Meshery. They will definitely try to help you submit a proposal about the Meshery. Even if not about the KubeCon, if you are submitting in any kind of local CNCF chapter or any other event, they would definitely love to help you to submit and talk around the Meshery or any other Layer 5 open source project. So if there is anyone who is interested, they can mention me right now, or definitely I'm active on the Slack channel. We also are going to meet in the KubeCon India. So if you are also around and coming to KubeCon India, I would love to meet you over there. I will be there and others will be there. So we would also love to meet you over there. Thank you. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you, Yash. So yeah, let me quickly once again share my screen. So Yash, like if you have some time, so I just wanted to ask about this particular item. So I think we were past this kind of issues when we were deciding to have, being a schema driven, and I think those changes are already merged from you. So when I was trying to build Meshery.io website locally, I once again get these kind of warnings, YAML warnings, and that particularly has to do with the way, multi-line description and caveats and key components are being rendered. So are you aware of this, or
Yeah,
is this
so
something?
apologies that I wasn't able to connect with you around that. Like after fixing the issue, that the root cause that was causing that, like we just need to republish this design, and after republishing the design, it will fix the issue as automatically the catalog workflow get automatically triggered and it will fix the issue. And considering, I think we have disabled it for right now. So if catalog workflow is disabled right now, then we will need to fix it manually. Otherwise, like uh, I will say that let's republish this design. I think that's the only design which causing the issue. So after republishing the design, it will fix the
Yeah,
issue.
yes. So the catalog workflow was disabled yesterday because whenever you make a request to meshery.layer5.io/API content patterns, so the endpoint was failing because the files were too large. And since you are making a request to all of the pattern files in a singular file, so Golang was having hard time to encode it, and that's why it was a broken pipe error. So we
Mhm.
made sure to add a param trim that is set to true or false depending on whether you want the pattern file or not. So whenever you add a param trim is equal to true, in that particular scenario, you won't be getting the actual pattern file. Rather, you'll be getting all the data that is surrounding the pattern file. So if this particular catalog does not require the complete design, so we can make sure to use a trim is equal to true over here. It will make a lot of sense to do because the database query is also hitting its limit whenever you query for the patterns endpoint because it's a large amount of data that is getting fetched.
Yeah, sure. In that case, yeah, definitely we just need to update the script that is present in the Meshery.io and to make sure that we are passing that one. I think if it is released, then we can do that and maybe we can enable the catalog workflow then and this will fix this issue.
Yeah, I was unsure whether this snapshot is getting taken from the pattern underscore file, so I disabled it. And if that's the case that we are not referencing the pattern underscore file anywhere inside that particular workflow or that Golang script, so basically you can add the param that trim is equal to true. I'll share the PR that Amit has inside the Meshy repo, and you can take a look.
Okay. Yeah. This
Thank
issue
you.
will
Thank you,
fix
Shlok.
by regulation. Yeah.
Thank you, Yash. So, thank you, folks. So, yeah, definitely. So, there are a couple of, call for volunteer. So, if you are and planning to submit any CFP anywhere, so there are any number of events happening, in CNCF, KCD, CFP, KubeCon and Cloud Native Cons. So, if you plan to use attend such events representing Meshery, yep, reach out to any number of community representatives that are in Slack workspaces. They would be glad to guide you there. Yeah, so with that, I think we don't have any other item to share today. And so I once again thank you all to be attending this meeting. And before we wrap up the call, I would like to share with you our community calendar. So all the meetings that we had the week, they are all documented and are synced, with their time zones and other timings. In the link, I'll be dropping in chat, and that's also loading on the screen. So basically, while it loads, I'll be talking about it. And if you subscribe to the community calendar, you won't have to worry about the daylight saving when it ended, when it started. You will be updated with all those meeting timings. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed to the calendar. The link is already in chat. Also, this is our YouTube link that I'll be sharing in chat. So whatever we discussed in this meeting, it was live streamed. And if you want to refer to a specific part of it, or all the recording, you can refer to that. Again, by the YouTube link that we have in chat and also in this talks. So with that, we'll also be having newcomers meeting for newcomers, in the community on Thursday. So if you're someone who wants to get an overview or are looking for some good first items to work on, make sure you check that out too. Once again, you will find that on this calendar. And with that, yep, I'll be thanking you all once again for participating. If you are working on any item, make sure that you discuss about that in the next dev call. So I'll be sure to give you feedback and cover that. So we'll see you in next Wednesday. Till then, bye.